As I said this morning, what happened some years ago is that we found out that we have overlooked essentially the role of capillaries in disease. And so what we are all part of now is a joint venture where a lot of researchers across the world are doing a lot of research to understand the role of capillaries in disease. And we've seen stroke, we've seen multiple sclerosis, we've seen oncology, and I myself work with Alzheimer's disease. So there's lots of work to be done. And what is special here is that we've been able to do that in partnership with Cercare, because my good colleague, Professor Kim Mouridsen, and other good people have formed Cercare in order to make the tools that are needed around the world to use this diagnostically and use it in clinical research. So I think it's quite exciting that we develop these things in parallel, and then we can inform each other, and that especially that this can be a scientific forum where we discuss new ideas, share data, and so forth. What is characteristic of this process is that it's extremely fast. So at last year's meeting, I saw a good colleague showed me wow, we can do perfusion maps with, cone beam CT images, and we heard a little bit about it, and now a year later, so much has happened. And that has made the scientific advisory board of the company, and I think also us as researchers, have wondered, should we be able as research community to stay more in touch, to share ideas, start collaborations as has been the case, and to discuss things during the year, so we don't only see each other at these Perfusion Summits. So therefore, it's a great pleasure for me to be able to present what is called the Perfusion and Metabolic Imaging Community. So the idea with that is that it's not a social media, I think, but it's an online community where clinicians, researchers can get in touch with each other and share knowledge about the newest developments in this field of research. You've probably seen posters out here sort of trying to outline how it's really intended to be a place where we can share ideas and ask. There are no stupid questions in this field because it's new to all of us, but this is community that I'm very happy to be part of. I've even made a small video that's in there about why I see this as important, but also where people can ask questions and get experiences and answers from people who work with the same ideas and maybe related projects other places in the world. So as a full disclosure, this summit would not have been possible without the great support of Cercare. They also support this infrastructure for us where we can interact. And I'm very happy and pleased that some of the speakers you've seen here today, world-leading experts in this field and who have done a lot of experience already with and I think you've seen most, if not all of them here today. They will be contributing, for instance, when a new paper comes out or there's a new preprint or someone published something that they think everyone should be aware of. We will try to write a little bit about it in there. And here is the place where you can log in and become a member. And I just want to say I hope to see a lot of you in there. And then I want to thank you as an audience and all of the speakers for some very exciting new results. I'm so impressed by how far this field has moved within a year, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for us. With that, I want to thank you for being so well behaved today, and then give the word to my good colleague Kim Mouridsen, who's CEO of Cercare and who wants to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Leif. Unfortunately, just like last year, my work didn't meet the minimum requirements to get a real oral presentation. But since I'm CEO, they couldn't really deny me the opportunity to go on stage. So first of all, thank you for hanging around. It's been a fantastic event so far. I'm really pleased to see that in this age where we work with AI and the speed is accelerating in every part of our life. I think coming here and seeing that we actually take time to really understand what is it this new technology is doing, to validate it, to figure out its strength and potential weaknesses. Figuring all this out, sharing is super important. And I think while we do that, we also learn a lot about human physiology, and we become basically contributors to the medical literature. So thank you to everybody for participating in the event. I would like to extend a special thank to Leif. You're a fantastic moderator, but also thanks to you, we all have an opportunity here to work on this very exciting field. Next, I would like to thank all the speakers. The level here has been incredibly high, and that's also why I didn't really qualify. So thank you for making all these presentations. I know how long time that takes. Like Leif, I would also like to extend a thank you to the entire audience here. I know that you come from not just Paris, all of you. I've met people from Colombia, from Singapore, from most places in the world, and for that we are very grateful. I would also like to give a special thanks to one of our closer collaborators. We have representatives from Siemens here. We're very excited about this collaboration, which we also intend to intensify in the future. I would also need to say that this is a big event. We're just a small company from Aarhus, so pulling this together is a tremendous effort. And I would actually like to invite a couple of you. So we have a very efficient team, Martin and Elisa and Kat. Wouldn't you come up here on stage? And I think we should give you a hand because this is a really big event. Thank you, guys. So I just want to make sure that you know who's actually behind this. And, apart from you guys, I also know that we have another Martin Skoffer. I don't know if you can see. He's upstairs. And I know that he was actually bringing all the IT equipment. So he was driving through Europe last night with a suspiciously large amount of IT equipment. But here it's all here and installed, so that's great. But this is really the team that makes everything happen. So thank you very much for that. I would also like to thank Henrik as the sales director. Henrik, you're a major driver in pulling this together, and behind you, you also have an efficient team of sales representatives and our application specialists. So thank you for being a big driver here. And then since we have such an efficient logistic team, I actually have a whole list here of things I need to tell you. And I'm saving the most important bit of information for last, so please hang around for just 2 more minutes. One is we would, of course, like to become better and better at entertaining these events. So there are some survey forms, and we would be incredibly grateful if you would fill them out and help us become even better. That was point 1 of 4. Point 2 is that we have a networking dinner this evening. We will actually be going on a boat and be sailing through Paris as we have our dinner. To get to the location, we have nothing less than 3 buses, and they leave at exactly 6 o'clock, 18 hours. So 6 o'clock, please be there, and they are pretty strict, so you're not going to get food otherwise. Then we have the next point. So please remember that tomorrow morning before the workshops, we have a lecture on cone beam CT. It's at 8:30. If you would like to attend that, it would be great if you could let us know. So 8:30 tomorrow morning, we'll have a lecture on cone beam CT. And then I think what is the most important information is where are we going to go next year. And next year we will have our Perfusion Summit in Italy. It will be in Milan. You're all invited. And we hope to see all of you and even more people at our next summit. So thank you, everybody. Looking forward to having dinner with you tonight and see you around tomorrow. Thank you.